Hey, they want to know what's a double strip, Wack.
A double strip is the first strip is all your jewelry, everything is gone. The second strip is, as you see, down to the birthday suit.
Man, oh man, this is some top shelf. Oof. There's so much BS going on with this story. I had to record it like 3 or 4 different times because each time I would finish the video, some new information would come out that would either add to the story or change the story altogether. But anyway, I'll say at least once a month we'll get some type of new drama out of Nojumper, but for the most part, nothing comes of it. But maybe like twice a year we'll actually get some type of action behind the scenes or whatever. And at this point, pretty much all the cast members have proven themselves at one point or another, except for like one dude, but...
Who's that Pokemon?
And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, a few days ago, which was like the day before Christmas, 2 dudes came up to Nojumper looking for Wack100, but instead were confronted by the self-proclaimed boogeyman Luce and his crew, which didn't end well because they beat the shit out of him.
Who's that creeping? It's the boogeyman. Pickabo, pickabo, pickabo.
And this time we actually get a video, but this has to be the same camera they used to film Bigfoot. Now there was a lot of rumors going around that Wack100's the one who got his ass beat, because there is some bald dude in the video who kinda looks like him, but if you look at this video from that same day with 4 extra, you can see that Wack100's wearing the same outfit. So this one is Wack100, and this one is Luce Cannon. And after the bald dude gets hit in the face, you can hear Wack100 yell again, "Don't do that," telling Luce Cannon not to shoot the guy.
Let me go. Shut up, nigga. Shut up. Go sleep, nigga. Go sleep, nigga.
So yeah, there's just a lot of fake stories going around. But I'm gonna take all the stories from the credible sources and we'll find out which one is the real and which one is the fake. So according to Wack100, he was inside the Nojumper building when Adam told him that there's 2 dudes outside looking for him. Wack100 says that he wasn't expecting anybody to come up there, so he automatically takes it as a threat. Now initially, Wack100 wanted to set up an interview with the owner of an up-and-coming platform called Dosh Network, and the owner goes by the name of Mozzie. But Mozzie ended up letting Wack100 know that he wouldn't be able to make it to the interview. So in Wack100's mind, there's no interview at this point. So when 2 employees from Dosh Network come to do an interview, Wack100 sees them as 2 uninvited guests coming to press him. So Luce Cannon goes to confront the 2 dudes, and they say they want to talk to Wack100. So Luce Cannon calls Wack100 over. Then mid-sentence is when Luce Cannon decides to take off on them, which is what we see in the video. Now the guy that Luce Cannon attacked name is Jreed, who also came out with his story. So this guy is Jreed. Jreed is a gang member from 11-8 Gangsta Crip, but he's like 50 years old now, so he's focused on bettering the community. And the other guy with him is like a 55-year-old retired blood from San Bernardino who's like a community leader and a preacher now. So Luce Cannon is actually a retirement home boogeyman.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
So Jreed works for Dosh Network. Now Dosh Network is an up-and-coming platform who had business dealings with Wack100 and Luce Cannon. Wack100 was working on a project called The Exposers, which I guess was some type of music show where they would select the winner. But Luce Cannon was working on a show called Batty and the Beast, which was already supposed to be out earlier this year in February. But there was a couple of legal issues with the show, so it never ended up coming out. And those legal issues stemmed from Luce Cannon and Wack100 doing an interview on Nojumper, where Luce Cannon claimed that Big U is the one who set up Nipsey Hussle to be killed. He claimed that Big U called him to tell him that Nipsey Hussle was dead. So Luce Cannon ends up calling Nipsey Hussle himself and Nipsey Hussle picked up the phone. So he kind of brushed it off his shoulder like it wasn't a big deal, like Nipsey Hussle's still alive, whatever, it was just a mistake. But then 15 minutes later, he gets another call saying that Nipsey Hussle was actually dead this time.
So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that, I'll see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey. And so I'm like,
Wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
Yeah, and
You
we
like
were just
okay,
talking on regular, so
Regular.
it's like at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it because
you
Cuz
don't even
picked up.
warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like you
And
just
30
never knew.
minutes after you get off the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So
all
you
on
think
the
he hit
TV
you
show.
a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early.
So he put out a narrative that Big U's the one who set up Nipsey Hussle to be killed. So at this point, everybody's waiting for the show to come out. And that's when Big U sent the cease and desist, so the show never ended up coming out.
So everybody knows I got a cease and desist about the Luce Cannon interview that I did with Wack100. And a cease and desist showed up from the one and only. Never thought my life would go in this direction. Never thought I would be getting a legal notice from the big man himself.
Oh,
Big
yeah, I just seen
U.
Big U said he ain't feeling that
Big
shit.
Lucifer.
So I guess Luce Cannon took it out on the owner of the network, which is a guy named Mozzie. But the guy that Luce Cannon was talking to wasn't Mozzie. It was Jreed, who works for Dosh Network. So Luce Cannon and Wack100 are both concerned about the business they're conducting with Mozzie, because apparently Dosh Network has 80K followers. And how do you have 80K followers with no content up? So Wack100 asked to see the spreadsheet. Now the spreadsheet will show you like data, pay, dates, calculations, and all that. And Jreed was also concerned about that, but he's not the one with the access to that information. Mozzie has it. So Wack100 takes a step back, and that's when Luce Cannon takes off on him. So after this incident, Wack100 realizes he can get in some type of trouble. So he began to spread the narrative that he felt threatened by the two senior citizens, basically getting his defense ready in case he has to go to court.
They pulled up. They said, "What's up, homie?" They said, "Yeah, we here to holler at Wack." And that was the outcome. The other one was in the back. He crawled in the trash can himself trying to get away. I don't think he know he was at. But I keep warning y'all, I am not a rapper. Don't come playing. Don't come playing. I keep trying to help y'all. Do not believe that I am a 47-year-old survivor. I am a paranoid that's not driven by fear, and my team around me ain't playing.
Wack100 said he's willing to let the situation go if they're willing to. But that's not the case, because Jreed and the other dude plan on not only suing Wack100, but Luce Cannon and Nojumper as well. Now they might be successful with suing Wack100 and Luce Cannon, but as far as Nojumper, they weren't on Nojumper property. Adam22 had no knowledge of the situation and nothing to do with it. And they never even talked to Adam22 about the interview in the first place. So he basically has no ties to it. But Luce Cannon just sees this as a moment to celebrate his victory. He gets to step up and claim his title as the boogeyman. Like, sir, you're on camera assaulting two men with the gun, and you're allegedly already on the run. You're going to jail. But Adam22 will respond to the situation, basically banning Luce Cannon from ever coming back to Nojumper. But he didn't want to ban Wack100 from Nojumper because they make too much money together. But it's pretty clear that Wack100 has something to do with it, because no one's gonna believe Luce Cannon, who doesn't even work for Nojumper, who can hardly get an interview himself, has access to set up Nojumper interviews. And on top of that, Jreed claimed he was texting Wack100 and Luce Cannon about coming up there before he came up.
So I'm not putting any names in it, but nothing has changed. Anybody who brings any type of violence to my office, to the building, to my area, you are immediately X'd out. You're not allowed on the property. So there's a lot of people I like that this applies to. If you do any of that bullshit, it's over. It's 100% over. So take it for what it is. I don't appreciate that. If you got a problem with somebody, you can go meet up with them in the Walmart parking lot, whatever. But please do not think that you're going to bring that kind of bullshit around my spot and not get immediately expelled, suspended, etc. So no games, 2025. If you do any of this bullshit, you're out.
Now, Adam
Sorry.
may seem mad in a video, but Wack100 would expose how Adam really felt about it.
Yo, anyway, the white boy calls me, right? This crazy as, yeah, I bet that they know what's not to come to Nojumper again. Yeah, yeah, gang. I said, this
Hey, did
white boy is
Adam see
crazy.
that shit, Wack?
Yo, that's what this white boy is crazy.
So Adam acting mad is just him trying to make himself seem professional, like he doesn't enjoy drama going on at his building. So Adam22 also ended up responding to everybody who thought this would be the downfall of Nojumper.
People are saying Nojumper's in trouble. People are saying Nojumper's getting sued. Nojumper's about to be down the drains. Nojumper's future is in jeopardy. A lot of people really, really happy to be able to poke holes in the Nojumper success facade and to be able to say your days are numbered. Your platform that you've built up over the last 10 years is doomed. And actually, people are going to stop watching your platform and they're going to start watching me and my 3 friends in this basement. You are done, 22. And to all that, all I got to say, kiss my ass!
And Luce Cannon would also respond back to Adam22, stating how he thinks Adam is a hypocrite for letting people like Faux Extra back to the building after his incident where he came up to the building looking for Brick Baby.
But Adam, let's get this understood, right? Didn't Spotty Face and Faux Extras come up there looking for Puka Butts? Oh. But since he was a Mark, a Sweetie Pie, a Sugar Plum, a soft squeezed fountain drink, melted ice cubes, lily flowers, cottage cheese, a boiled hot dog, soft, a boiled egg, soft. Sweetie Pie, you was not like that.
So after reviewing all the evidence, it became clear to Adam22 that Wack100 definitely set up that situation, and there's no more denying it. So he was forced to remove Wack100 from the schedule, but he did it through text. Either that, or they're all just trolling, which is probably likely both.
Adam, how dare you send me that text, Adam? Yeah, I got your little text, Adam. You know, you and your little scheduler, Laura. You know, why you couldn't call me on the phone and tell me that, Adam? Then you gonna go on the Adam and Laura Wack text blast, and then you gonna say what you said? I got you. Check it out, Adam. It don't work that way. I don't go away that easy, homie. Yeah, I'm an exposer. I got your message. I got your little instructions. But that don't mean I gotta agree to it or hear it. See, Adam, we got a contract. You understand what I'm telling you? And once a week, we supposed to meet at a certain set time, Adam. A time that you set. But now all of a sudden, because all this going on with bro, you want to get on there with the scheduler and send me these text messages, but you couldn't call and tell me, Adam. Come on, bro. What kind of white man are you? Huh? You make me feel like you a huffy guy. No guy came up riding a BMX. I mean, me personally, I was a mongoose type of guy. But Nothing against BMX. Right? But for you to send me a text saying what you said and not call me and tell me that, and then you talking to me like you just know I'm gonna agree to that. Listen, man, Adam, you know what time it is. You know what our agreement is, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'ma act like I didn't see what I saw. You know, I'ma act like I didn't see that text. You know, and I'ma act like Thursday is a regular, normal Thursday.
Wack100 would also expose how 11-8 Gangsta Crips hit him up because being is that Jreed is like 50 years old, he wanted one of his little homies to fight Luce Cannon so he can have a fair chance.
That I did get a call last night from one of my close friends telling me, Wack, my relative is from 11-8 Gangsta Crip, I believe it's like U-Mob or something like that. He said, yeah, dude say he want to get down with Luce Cannon for what happened with his big homie. I said, oh, so you telling me is really a gang member? So the dude that come up there in the Nojumper is really a gang member. Okay, so they want to get out with Luce Cannon what? Well, they felt like, you know, he fired on the homie. I said, okay. Whoa, Charlie, let me do this math. Luce Cannon fired on the homie don't fight back, so then his homies want to get out with Luce Cannon. That's a different type of math. The math that I come up from is this. Luce Cannon, fire on the homie don't get down, he come back to the hood, homie get a DP, and then they make him run his fade with Luce Cannon. I mean, if we talking about how it's supposed to go.
Wack100 is a dude who likes to play mind games. He'll fight you mentally. So instead of just going at Jreed, Wack100 decided to go directly at his homies. So he would then start going at the 11-8 Gangsta Crips in order to pressure them into thinking that suing, whether it's criminal or civil, is not gangster, and they should get at their homie Jreed for suing Wack100. See, Wack100 is trying to turn his own gang against him because he knows if they go through with this case, it's a case he's not gonna win.
And for the West Coast, I gotta say this. We talk too much shit about this cripping, this blood, this power ruin, this hoovering, this surrendering. We talk too much shit about this to be nigga paru this, neighborhood this, gangster this, groove this. To then you take an L and you like, bro, I'm just being real, bro. I don't know, bro, to all the 11-8 Gangsta Crips, bro, over there in Hawthorne, bro. I think y'all know what I'm saying, bro. The politics got the politic, bro. The biggest thing, he pushing the line, he pushing it, I'm gonna sue. Sue what? You gonna sue, you gonna, nigga, what you gonna do about your neighborhood? You got, like, that's how you represent that? Come on, homie, like, y'all let dude do that, and then I'm gonna sue, and then it's just cool. Lifetime's changes.
So yeah, at this point, we're pretty much just waiting to see if the guys end up suing and if Luce Cannon actually ends up fighting again. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to give it up for the dead homies. The dead homies would appreciate it if you liked and subscribed.
And now the show is over now.